The gunman who slaughtered innocent people at a 4th of July parade thought about carrying out a second attack to massacre even more people at another Independence Day celebration. He still had plenty of ammo left, but he backed out. That's the new and disturbing revelation from police today in Highland Park, Illinois. The suspected shooter making his first appearance in court today. He's facing 7 counts of murder in the first degree. Investigators say the suspect confessed to it all, disguising himself as a woman, using makeup to hide the tattoos on his face, then climbing onto a rooftop, aiming down the sights of his high-powered rifle and unleashing a hail of bullets on the crowd below. The prosecutor says police found 83 spent shell casings on that roof. Even after the confession, detectives are still trying to determine the exact motive.
His motivation isn't necessarily clear. I don't want to go specifically into what he told investigators. However, he had some type of affinity towards the number 4 and 7, and inverse was 7-4. It apparently comes from music that he's interested in.
Police say the gunman escaped by blending in with the crowd, then drove this route more than 2 hours to Madison, Wisconsin, where he stumbled upon another 4th of July celebration. He still had a gun and 60 rounds of ammunition in his car.
He did see a celebration that was occurring in Madison, and he seriously contemplated using the firearm he had in his vehicle to commit another shooting. In Madison. I can't speak to why he decided to come back from Madison. There are indications that he didn't put enough planning forward to commit another attack.
But they arrested him when he returned to Illinois. Today, we also learned he passed 4 background checks and was able to legally purchase several firearms, including the AR-15 style rifle he used in the massacre, despite previous alarming run-ins with police. Less than 3 years ago, police say they took away a knife collection when he threatened to kill his entire family. But Illinois State Police say the suspect's father got the knives back that very afternoon and still helped his son get a gun permit, by sponsoring his son's application. As questions mount about how the suspect was able to buy those guns, we're now hearing more heartbreaking stories from the families of the victims. CNBC's Valerie Castro live tonight in Highland Park. Valerie.
Shep, one of the lasting images after the shooting on Monday is all of the personal belongings that were left behind in that panic. The chairs that were left there, the strollers, the children's toys. Those have now all been removed. They were collected by the FBI as evidence, but one has to imagine that some of those items belong to the people who died. The names and faces of each victim in Monday's massacre now shared with the world as their families try to wade through the grief. Cassie Goldstein was at the parade with her mother, Katie, when they heard the gunfire.
And then I looked up and I saw the shooter shooting down at the kids. And I told her that it was a shooter and that she had to run. She recounted the moment her mother died, speaking with NBC's Lester Holt. So I started running with her, and we were next to each other, and he shot her in the chest, and she fell down, and I knew she was dead. So I just told her that I loved her, but I couldn't stop because he was still shooting everyone next to me. So I just kept running, and I hid behind a trash can. But I knew my mom was dead. Around them, police say Irina and Kevin McCarthy were also shot and killed. Their 2-year-old son left an orphan on the street.
He had blood on his feet. Nobody could figure out whose child it was. And when I realized that nobody was panicking and looking for a baby, there could only be one conclusion. I almost threw up.
69-year-old Eduardo Uvaldo and his wife recently celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary, commemorating the occasion with a trip to Paris. He would have turned 70 this Friday. His family now planning a funeral instead of a birthday party.
We were just out trying to celebrate like we normally do, and unfortunately my dad was one of the ones struck.
Those who survived remembering the seconds when a joyous event turned into sheer panic.
You don't know where you're running to, but you don't know what you're running from. Where are the shots coming from? How many shooters are there? How far away is safe? Like, you know, it's chaos.
So many people are still reliving that chaos. The FBI has now set up a family assistance center at the Highland Park High School. Counselors will be there through the rest of this week for anyone who just needs someone to talk to. Shep.
Valerie Castro live in Highland Park. Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.